Welcome back and moving right along. Again, I want to thank everybody for your patience. I thought this essentially being my main gig would have been easier to do, but it was not. So, thank you for sticking by and having patience with me. I do appreciate it. So, again, moving right along, we are now up to our Scorpio risings. So, if you have any question about rising signs, the charts, how to figure out the houses, please see my previous video where I explain a little bit of it to give you general knowledge. For now, I'm really concentrating on the house of Aries because we have Chiron, which is the wounded healer. You can't heal it. Well, we got right now, currently, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold up. We've got 5 planets there. Mercury's about to move there. And then we've got a new moon in Aries, which means that we're going to have fucking 8 things there. So this is like a big deal. This is a huge deal. As I've said in every other one, please try to keep your wits about you. Be grounded. Take some ritualistic baths. Take some Epsom salt baths. Clear out negativity. Helps the muscles too, as I said in my actual tarot readings on TikTok. Because this is like just shit's going haywire. Pay attention to the news. You're seeing it. Like people are losing their fucking minds. And it's very Aries coded. It's not shocking or surprising to me. And with all the stuff in Aries, it's like now. So currently right now, so let me back up. So for Scorpio risings, there's a couple of things that I like, even though I'm really concentrating on mostly this Aries house, but also I have a focus of Pisces, which is the previous house to Aries, because Aries is the first, like Aries is the youngest zodiac, Pisces being the older, but they are side by side because it's a circle. So right now we have the moon and the north node in Pisces. Your north node is your destiny, your purpose here. And the moon is how you think, but the moon can also represent your mother. We have this unique thing where we've got the moon, which represents the mother in Pisces, which is fucking at home there. So like even in tarot, the high priestess is Pisces, the moon is Pisces. It is very much Pisces coded. It loves being there. It's a big deal. And then with Aries, we've got Chiron, which is the wounded healer. This is something that you can't heal. You have to learn to work with it. You can't fix it. It's a permanent wound. Then we've got the sun. So again, if like your north node is like your purpose, think of your sun as like your soul, your ego, what you are trying to, your purpose as an individual for yourself to be whole. Think of it like that. We've got Saturn, which is the planet of karma and lessons, which also represents the father. And that is the old man time. We've got Mars, which is your mode of operation, especially around difficult situations. Like how do you tackle them? How do you handle discourse? Things like that. And then we've got Neptune, which is the planet of illusion, dreams, and delusion. Have Mercury. Mercury's at the 28th degree in Pisces, which is also communication. So, but the other big one is Uranus is at the 29th degree of Taurus. So that being said, what this does, and the tarot, I'm going to use the tarot to try and like finite figure out like exactly what you need to worry about, or what to expect, I should say. Not worry, because it could be good things, but what to expect in the springtime. So for Scorpio risings, Pisces is your 5th house, which is creativity and pleasure. So with the moon and the north node there and Mercury, it's like you're probably figuring out, which is creativity, self-expression, romance, children, and leisure time. So like you're probably figuring out new things that make your soul sing, kind of thing. So with the moon there, you're thinking about how to make these things happen, communication, how you plan on conveying it, things like that. So with this Aries energy, Aries is your 6th house, which is work and health. So this seems like a lot of shit going on. A lot. Karma lessons, work and health. Some of you may be having health issues, maybe uncovering things that you didn't know about, may even be doing career changes, may even be learning to say no on accepting extra responsibilities, things like that, or maybe even saying no to bad habits. There's a lot of that. And then this Neptune, the planet of illusion and delusion, is that you may have thought that things were going great and now they're not. And now you see them. So think of it like that. Uranus is affecting all of us. It's at the 29th degree, and that is in Taurus. So if Aries is your sixth house, then Taurus is your seventh house, which is relationships. So Scorpio risings, you and also Venus is there, which is love. So if you guys had any relationships that weren't working for the past, like this is like the last transit was for like 8 years. So start looking at that in regards to relationships, not just significant others, but siblings, parents, coworkers, again, stuff like that, friends. Your friend group may look wildly different now than it was 8 years ago, kind of thing. And it probably won't look the same once this leaves too. So expect those ends to be wrapped up. Another big one. And then when Uranus moves into your eighth house of Gemini. So that's rebellion. And the eighth house is transformations and things that are like in the dark. Some of you are going to be exploring new ways of some of you are going to end up going through like a sexual awakening or changes like that. So maybe you had something that you may not have even realized was like, I want to say a kink, but something like that. Or maybe you're looking to explore your sexuality more. That shit wouldn't surprise me. And also spirituality. So you're probably doing studies on different types of religions and things and stuff like that and trying to get some wholeness. I would expect that. That wouldn't surprise me with that moving there. The other big one is Pluto is in Aquarius. Pluto's going to be there, I think, for 20 years, and it's at the 5th degree there. And for you Scorpio risings, Pluto is your 4th house, which is home and family. So transformation around home and family. I wouldn't be surprised some of you buying houses, selling houses, moving, up and moving, maybe adding additional children, maybe children are leaving kind of thing like that. Like maybe again, spouses. Because remember, which one is your 7th house now? Your 7th house is Taurus, which is that Uranus wrapping up. So, dude, I'm not surprised. There's going to be a lot of transformation in regards to you, your home life, and just the health and stuff. I think that now versus like in a couple of years, it's going to be like night and day. That's what I'm guessing. So, without further ado, you came here for tarot. So, I'm going to consult the tarot cards to see what you need to think about or what you need to be prepared for. So let's jump into it. So my spirit team, my spirit guide, my high self, as well as the divine. Okay, something wanted to pop out here. Not having a foundation, 10 of Pentacles in reverse. So maybe some of you have lost a house. All right, so before I start, thank you very much for this message. I do so full-heartedly appreciate it. And can you please tell me what our Scorpio risings can expect from the springtime? Non-movement, chariot. Oh shit, non-movement on. Okay. So we've got Earth here, and this is also Saturn, upright completion. So again, Saturn being in Aries right now is in your 6th house of work and health. So there's completion there. Non-movement on progress. This could also be pregnancy. So Jupiter is in Cancer right now, and it loves being there. There was a big prediction of a lot of people getting pregnant with Cancer, with Jupiter in Cancer, because it's exalted there, meaning it loves it. It thrives in it. So maybe you're finding yourself pregnant after having issues with fertility. That would not surprise me at all, because I think I even said that. And then only upwards from a painful ending. So some of you may have even miscarried. And I so sorry if that is indeed the case. And there's a completion. So that means that if you had difficulty on a pregnancy journey, then you're probably going to end up with a child. You're probably going to end up with a child. So congratulations. And that's the mini empress. And she's literally like, see how she's looking at her belly, crystal ball. It can be any of those. Pentacles can be spirituality, hard work. And in this case, it's like home, this being in a nurturing position. So good for you. Here you go. So, and here's the other one. So that is Taurus energy. That is the Empress. And she is actually pregnant in this card, and a lack of commitment to a pregnancy. Meaning, what's bottom of the deck? Incoming message. What's this about? Or learning from failure. Okay. So over this completion is the High Priestess in reverse, which is again Pisces energy, which is, sorry, I don't mean to keep consistent. They all kind of run together, which is your 5th house. So again, creativity and pleasure. So something that was hidden, but also the North Node is in Pisces right now, and it's in retrograde. When things are in retrograde, instead of being external energy, it's internal. So you may be thinking and trying to learn the lessons, like don't beat yourself up if you did indeed lose a pregnancy. Don't blame yourself. That is not the case. Hopping over here, rethinking an approach to coming out of war weariness over this Empress. So if some of you have been doing nothing except for thinking babies 24 to the point where it has become a return, I say return, that it's become a routine is what I really meant to say, is take a break. There's a reason why it's on pause. You need to take a break and do some self-care, because it will come once you disconnect from this obsessing over trying to expand. This is definitely absolutely pregnancy laden. So now we've got air energy here upright. So when Uranus was in retrograde in Gemini, that may have been a significant period for you, but this is holding back on manipulation. So that's looking to me, divine love, bottom of the deck. That's seeming like, what's this about? It's giving IVF. So lost way, which is also, again, the South Node, which is like past lives being in retrograde. With both of these in retrograde, I can't help but say, please look at both your Pisces and your Virgo house to see kind of what happened when planets were transiting through there. So lost way of coming out of chaos, meaning what? Transformation. There you go, Scorpio energy. Transformation over stepping into independence or luxury. Transformations ending, releasing of anxiety. Meaning what? Teamwork. Teamwork over independence. Okay. So if some of you have been trying to get pregnant on your own, you're probably going to be visiting IVF to do this. And you may even have, probably more than likely, you have blown it off because of the cost of it. But you will end up going forward with it for the teamwork, and it will complete for you. I'm not saying everybody will, but if you are, that's probably what's going to end up happening. Here we go. Teamwork and lost opportunity, a loss, abundant new beginning. So again, I feel like a lot of you have gone through the loss of a pregnancy of some sort. If it's not you, it could be somebody close to you. So like maybe a child, maybe if some of you are younger, maybe your mom or something like that, or maybe a best friend, something of that nature. And then this transformation, there's a loving new beginning at the end of this transformation. So good for you. And then sudden awareness over hope and faith, which again, this is Aquarius energy. And I was literally just saying, with Pluto being in Aquarius, which is transformation, and Aquarius being your fourth house of home and family, it's going to happen. It will. So just hang tight. Don't lose despair. This is a lot about just like literally like pregnancy, honestly. And some of you, so this is rest meditation, but also this is rest, this is solitude, this is being alone. So sudden awareness over it, crossing over this loving new beginning is having a harvest. I wouldn't even be surprised if you guys go through IVF if you have multiple children. So you may have started out with 0 and end up with like 4. Maybe 7. I don't wish that on anybody, but yeah, it's very possible. So what's this about? Deception over greed or exploitation and delays. So this is telling me that more than likely it's like if the cost of it was too high, now all of a sudden there's a deal. Or if not, then you may have been, for some of you, and I don't want to say this, but it's very possible it's divine love. For some of you, it may be that you've been trying so hard to have a baby and it's taken a toll on a relationship, and then you split. But the reason why it didn't happen was because this isn't the one for you. This won't be for everybody, but I'm just saying for some, that could be indeed the case. So this could be like, wrong man, wrong time. But now you'll end up finding somebody who, like I said, going back to the beginning of this message, like what it looks like now versus 2 years will be wildly different for you. So it's like not paying attention to the greed or deception over exploitation and delays. releasing the anxiety over betrayal. So again, I think that this is about don't beat yourself up over not having this come into fruition. For some of you, it could actually may not even be a child. It could be that you started a business and then it kind of imploded, and then lick your wounds with this Aries, this Saturn in Aries, learn from the mistake and change it about, and then you'll have success. Whatever the case is, whatever ended, you will, or whatever didn't take off, you will get. So I love this for you. Good for you. Non-wish fulfillment over taking a blindfold off to an indecision. So whatever this happened, like it had to clear the way, and that was a problem, but you were hanging on because it was a non-wish fulfillment. It goes back to like you were trying something to the point where it's become a routine and it's just not working for you. Bottom of the deck, a love offer. So over here, clarity over releasing of anxiety and being cold. So not searching for the truth of. So like I said, head above heart, which is Gemini energy here. This is one of my least favorite cards is Aries is the Emperor in reverse. This is somebody who's dominating. This is somebody who's stubborn, but this is somebody who's a tyrant. So doing head above heart over whatever it is you're trying to make it work because you want it, but there's a reason why it's not working and you need to let it go so that way it can come back in properly. That's literally the biggest message. A heavy load that can't be put down. And then not paying attention to unhappiness. Leo energy here reverse. As of right now, we don't have, I don't think we have nothing in Leo, but not paying attention to unhappiness. So if some of you wanted a child because you thought it would help, that's probably why it's not happening. And then here we go. This is a new passion project. This could be a new passionate beginning. The knights are messengers. So it's like you're about to get some inspiration upright. The south node will move into Leo. It's the one that moves backwards. So like the north node and south node, so like everything moves properly 1 through 12. But the nodes move the opposite way. So instead of the north node going from Pisces into Aries, it's going to go backwards into Aquarius. So your north node of purpose is going to be matching with the planet of transformation. That's huge. And then the south node, which is a past life or past life experiences or from your past, will be moving into Leo. So then that's probably when this is going to take off. And I believe that's summertime. So be expecting that. Anything else? Distractions, lacking energy. So, like I said, if this has become routine, like I'm painful ending, like I just want this kid, I want this baby, I want to expand my family, and there's no actual passion behind it. It's just like, we got to do this, we got to go, go, go. That's probably what's causing the delay. And then over this rewards, harvest, painful ending, which is Gemini energy. And then we've got a love offer coming in. And then a painful ending. I'm telling you, so many Scorpio risings must have a lost child of some sort. I'm so sorry, but probably a lost pregnancy would be my guess. And here we go. Queen of Cups here upright. See how she's looking at her ornate cup? That does stand for a child. So I'm so sorry for your loss. Might have even lost a daughter with this Page of Cups in reverse, which would be insecurity or creative. And then popping over this morning is a King of Cups upright. Some of you may have lost your father. That is very possible. That you're mourning the loss of a father, mourning or father-like figure. And then being cold to coming together, which is Aries energy, and winning at all costs. Winning at all costs of this King of Cups. If so, the stress of this situation made your marriage implode. That's what that is telling me. Like I said, there's something here that you're trying to force because you want it, but there's a reason why it's not happening, and it's causing ripple effects through everything. You're being encouraged to let it go so that way your bountiful new beginning can come in. Two of Cups. Mutual connection. Love this for you. But sound off and let me know. And good luck, Scorpio risings. And until next time, bye. And again, please, for the next few weeks at the very least, like I said, just try to keep the wits about you, keep grounded, and do not engage. Do not engage with people who are being volatile. It will not work out for you. Because just people are just, this is fiery. And this is very much like, think of Aries as being a toddler. I want the now, not long term, whatever the case may be. This would be like, I'll run you over with a car kind of shit and not even thinking about jail time kind of thing. Think of it like that. So please, please be careful out there and stay safe and happy Monday.